So the first thing you're going to need is a concealer brush. You want to use it to basically carve out your brows underneath. And then you're just going to blend down the rest of the eyeshadow base on your entire lid. So before we get into actually placing the eyeshadow, we got to talk about eyeshadow brushes. The main brands that I use for eyeshadow are Morphe, e.l.f., and Wet n Wild. e.l.f.'s crease brush, and that's just what it looks like. And then I have the e.l.f. fluffy eye blending brush. Then I have this e.l.f. duo brush, but it just has this more dense packed in, and then it has the more fluffy side. And then I really like the e.l.f. crease blending brush. It has a really good small angled brush. These are just two more tapered crease brushes that I suggest. Then moving on to Morphe. Some of these are interchangeable with the e.l.f. and Wet n Wild brushes I've shown you. So for example, I have the Morphe 514 brush. This is going to be another tapered crease brush. Then I have the Morphe I think it says 540. It's a bit more fluffy and round than the M514. My Morphe 518. The Morphe 433, which is a packing brush. More tapered fluffy one, which is the M453. This is another good base eyeshadow brush. And then the Morphe 441, that's another good tapered one. Then I have the Morphe 562. So you want to find a white eyeshadow that doesn't have any sparkle in it. So I still have my old Anastasia Beverly Hills Alyssa Edwards palette. This one has a white eyeshadow in it. And when you're doing any eyeshadow look, you always want to put down an eyeshadow base that matches whatever cream base you put down, because it's easier to blend eyeshadow on top of a matte base. Now if you don't want to use a white, you don't have to use a white. I would just say use the lightest base possible, or you can just take a really light beige concealer and you can do that. It's easier to start off with the darker color first and then blend it out with the lighter color. So I think we're gonna do this look. And if you're watching and you're new, I know you're probably like, bitch, I can't do that. Yes, you can. I don't know who created this look. I don't know who the person is. Y'all know people post stuff on Pinterest and they don't be tagging people. But whoever you are, you ate that. I love this. If you're a beginner or you just don't do a lot of smoky eyes, so you're not well versed in them, don't start off with black first. You're gonna start off with a brown. So I'm gonna take the shade Back Rolls.
Girl, you had rolls all over the place in the back. It was disgusting.
Back rolls.
And I'm gonna place it right on the outer corner. And you're just gonna pack the color on. And you're gonna keep it right on that outer corner. You're not gonna place it over here, up here. No, keep it right here. I'm gonna take the shade Yoded in the Juvia's Place for your 2 palette. And I'm gonna take that brown and I'm gonna put it right on top, but then also a little bit above that dark brown that I placed. And because we still need a lot of space for the blue eyeshadow at the top, if you have less crease space, you're not gonna wanna place your eyeshadow as high up as I do. Then you're gonna go in with just a regular crease brush, blend out those 2 shades. Start doing small circular motions. I'm gonna take the shade, this one, Kufuru, and I'm just gonna take the Morphe 441. And then while I have that shade on my brush, you're gonna see me start to blend it further into the middle of my eyelid. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending it to my inner corner. So if you see how my crease line curves like that, I'm gonna follow that curve and continue to blend that eyeshadow out to my inner corner. And this is because you're gonna need that line there, because it's gonna create more depth when you cut your crease. So now I kind of have that set up, and it's okay if you get shadow here, because we're gonna cut the crease with concealer. Then I'm gonna go back in again, the shade Yoded, and I'm gonna go over top both of those shades. Basically the idea is to go back and forth until you have the exact blend that you want. So that means if you blend out a shade and then you lose some of the previous color you put down, just go back in with that previous color and re-blend it out. We're gonna go back to our brow bone, and if you blended like I have and you notice you don't have enough space for the blue, all you're gonna do is take the concealer brush with that white, and then you're gonna place some of that eyeshadow base over the brown. Now it's time to cut the crease. First, you want to take a makeup wipe You could take like a rag, or you want to take some micellar water on a brush. And you basically want to go ahead and wipe off as much as you can from your lid. It's okay if you can't get all of it off. You're gonna go back in with your crease brush. This is a trick that you can use if you have hooded eyes. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some of that white concealer. You're gonna place it on your lid, like that much, right? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna look up. So now if you can see, I have a line right above my crease. You're gonna use that as your place mark. And I'm gonna follow the natural curve of my crease. And it helps if you do your eyebrows like this, because then you can really see. You don't wanna look too far up. You don't want to look too far down, because where you're cutting your crease is not how it's actually going to look when you look straight ahead. So make sure you're looking straight ahead. Basically like draw your crease. And you're going to stop right when you get to the outer part of your iris. So now at this point, you want to fix the shape of it. Then fix it to your liking. So again, you're just going to dab and lightly draw your cut crease. Boom, now you have a cut crease. And all you're going to do is you're going to take the rest of that concealer and you're just going to pat it all over your lid again. So if you're following it and you're like, this is frustrating and I can't get it, it's not you. You just have to practice. It took me a while to get down a good cut crease and to do it in a timely manner. So don't stress about it. So then I'm going to take the shade Y though from the Carnival XL palette. And where you cut your crease, you're just going to place that eyeshadow. This is not the exact blue that's in the picture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Stunning Games in this Morphe Mickey Mouse palette, and I'm going to place some of that over top of the blue I just placed down. And I'm going to just take that packing brush, and this is where you're going to place the blue eyeshadow where the white is. I'm going to take my e.l.f. small angle brush and I'm just going to fill in that space. So now obviously, because we've placed blue over top of brown, we need to go back in and reblend it. So you're just going to take a more tapered crease brush and I'm going to go back in with the shade Yoded, and I'm going to mix it with shade HOE in the Alyssa Edwards palette, and then I'm going to blend it in between the brown and the blue. Obviously, I'm going to do the other eye, do my face, add lashes, because right now it's not complete at all. But if there's any other places that you want to go back in and blend, then do that. And then I'm going to do my base. You can go do your base, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you the final look. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. Let's get a close-up of the eye look. But yeah, like I said, once you put lashes on and you do your base and everything will come together. My lip combo is a dark brown lip liner from Ruby Kisses, and then the shades Madeline, Fortune Cookie from NYX. Yeah, I really like how it came out. I'm getting back in my colorful makeup bag. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial and it taught you something. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.